When Women Speak and New Jersey Poetry Events presents When People Speak, Poetry and Conversation with pop-up poetry guests. Our pop-up poetry lineup will be
which is a lot of people's story. So, that needs to be out there so that people can reflect and see that there's a way to get through that, and they're not alone in that struggle. Thank you.
No, thank you. I mean, sister, I would tell anybody who's walking uphill or walking up that mountain that you will scale it. Understand that it's going to be tough. Understand that you might even slip and fall down a little bit and have to go through the painstaking process of getting back to the same spot. But when you do, the lessons you learn from that journey will set you up for insurmountable success. You'll be conditioned for more than you can even imagine.
Agreed.
And that's why I use the word struggle.
Agree, definitely.
Yeah, I want to show a little bit of your website here.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, this is a very beautiful website. Love the logo. Love even the opening poem, Freedom, Can You Hear the Everlasting Song from the Singing Tree, caroling softly for the souls left in slavery. I mean, everything about you, everything about what you do is all inspiring. I mean, 6 books in, you have 4 of them here. I actually have the Black collection. Can you talk a little bit about that? That's another phenomenal work by you. Can you talk a little bit about the Black collection?
To be honest with you, brother, it actually ties into the book, ties into struggle, because I have 2 versions of struggle. The plan and the idea, the plan that God laughed at in 2015 was to release struggle. And then I got laid off from my job, and I had to redirect my plans to publish. I couldn't invest that money into a project with all of these pending bills. So what I did is I started putting excerpts of the book, that version, to just gauge the response from social media, from friends, families, etc. And the response was coming back well. I didn't want to keep giving excerpts of the book, so I asked a friend to give me a bunch of pictures, anything dealing with African American culture. And she gave me a bunch of pictures, and I just wrote to them. I think the gentleman who was on here earlier, the gentleman with the beautiful name, Oscar. Yeah, I apologize if I didn't say his name right. But he was saying that he wrote poems for 30 days, and I did that for over a year. And after a year, I had over 400 pieces. And essentially, Black collection, I just created something. I used my first learning tool. The sister asked me the question, is hip hop poetry? Absolutely is, because I didn't write nor study anything. And by 23, with all blue confidence in my lungs, here I am. And I wanted to use that as my teaching tool. And we comprised those pictures. I reached out to the artists. I redesigned pictures that I couldn't get in contact with or didn't use them. And I put it out there, and this book sells itself. I mean, people, extremely visual, extremely colorful. It's very diverse. This book, I talk about everything from politics, religious practice, family dynamic, relationships, hood drama, prison system. It's a collection of our experiences. And yeah, this is the most rewarding one, I would say, because the non-readers love it, and the non-readers are the ones that I need the most.
Can I just interrupt right now? This is like crazy. You know how you just connect with somebody's soul before you even meet them? Well, I was in the Source of Knowledge bookstore.
Yeah.
I actually bought that book.
I
actually bought that book. And my daughter is walking around on the bookshelf now searching for it so that I can prove that this is the truth. I was connected to the stories in it, and most important, the visual aspect. Like I was loving the pictures in that particular book. So I mean, it's amazing to finally meet you. Yeah.
Well, likewise, honestly, let's do this. All jokes aside, we're going to exchange information, and what you're going to do is you're going to give me your daughter's name, and we're going to get your daughter her own copy. It's
All
on
right.
me. All I want her to do is keep writing. I want her to keep listening, keep being great, and help my daughter when she gets up there, because she's older, she's going to elevate, and that's what this is about. That's what it's about. Thank you.
Can't find it.
That's a good
I was
segue.
looking at it.
That's
Wow.
a good segue
Yeah.
to this question. What is a good tip you learned through your author journey so far that you can give to future writers or aspiring authors as well?
So thank you for asking me that. Separate, if you're going to do a project, separate it. And what do I mean by that? As a publisher, author, poet, I do in a reverse. I separate it to artist, publisher,
Mm.
then marketer.
Artist.
When you're writing and you're producing the work, you should not be thinking about publishing the work. All right, you need to completely put yourself in artist mode and create and be free, be in that zone, while simultaneously slowly creating a budget, which will now make you a publisher. People hear the word publisher and they get nervous about it, but it's essentially someone who's willing to pay for services. That's essentially what it is. Big publications, they hire an editor, graphic designer, legal team, this, that, and the third, that they all pay, and a project, the artist gives the project to the publisher, and the publisher runs these things through the services until it becomes a book.
Mm.
All right. So you want to separate the actual content to the development of it, then to how do you reach the people? Because in America, the most expensive, the most important thing is marketing. Thank God we're in a time where you can market yourself fairly easy if you learn the rules and the laws of social media. But you don't want to start marketing yourself until your project is in hand. I've had a lot of beautiful people do coming soon for 2 years. I had a lot of beautiful people say it's here, and we go looking for it, and it's not there. Separate it, because then you don't have the pressure. If you start saying it's coming this day, and you mix marketing with the artist time, you're going to put rush effort into that artistry. And when you rip open that box and you start reading it, you're not going to have the desired effect of really capturing the moment. So artist, publisher, and marketing is the three things that I would say. And for research, for all of them, research. Humble yourself to what you're talking about. Don't be afraid to bring someone in to use our internet to answer questions for your work. Don't be afraid to get multiple quotes to printing services or to interview multiple editors, to have a backup graphic designer on standby. The publishing and the collaboration with other people can be the most stressful part of it all.
Yep.
Because your passion is yours. To them, it's a job. It'll always start off as a passion when you first talk about the financial part. But once they get their first payment, their life becomes their life. So a level of patience has to be there with persistence. And then the marketing part is understanding your demographic and trying to talk to them directly.
That's powerful information. It's very useful and it's very good. Having published a book, gone through a lot of what you're speaking of, it would have been nice to know that in advance. And I'm really, really happy that you're sharing it with our audience now. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, and let me just tell you this: everything I told you comes from my mistakes. Okay, so this comes from trial and error. Okay, so I wasn't intelligent with this. You know what I mean? Meaning I learned from someone else and applied it. I was smart with this. Meaning I made mistakes and analyzed it for what it was and then corrected them. So don't be afraid to make mistakes too.
Absolutely.
They're lessons. Losses, I guess they call them. They're lessons. So they're healthy.
Well, we thank you. We thank you. I know I do from the deepest part of my heart. There's so many people out there that have asked questions about publishing, getting their work out there. I think James is a little better at it than I am, but we're at the level of trying to market and get these books out there. Because my purpose is not so much to make money, but I want people to hear the story. I want people to be in love with the lives that live within the covers of my book. So I'm at that marketing stage right now, getting it outside of my base and out there into the world. Yeah.
Listen, you're gonna figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen. This period that we're in with this pandemic has obviously made it difficult. It has taken book signings away from us. It's taken outdoor festivals and fairs or college engagements away from us. But every time someone sees your face, both for y'all, every time you bring someone onto your platform and you have such a beautiful experience, that's a level of marketing right there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, you're 2 steps ahead of me right now.
I also have to add
You're 2
this, like,
steps ahead of me.
where COVID may have taken the ability to be in person, it also gave us what it gave us was the ability to extend our audience. So we can bring on poets that are not just from the North Jersey area. We can actually bring poets to the stage that are throughout the country and even in places that are outside of our country. So there's a give and take here. We have to just learn how to live in this moment and be positive and progressive with what we have. So that's where I'm at with the whole thing of marketing the book and getting the voices out there. So it's a struggle, yes, but I think it's one that we can win.
Absolutely. You're winning. You're winning.
Mhm.
Trust me.
Indeed. Yeah, definitely. I know I made a lot of people see the work or the result, but they don't see the process. And, I always made a lot of mistakes, but it's through those mistakes that I got better at it and learned more and applied more and and got better in connecting with audiences and so forth and getting it out there.
James, can
But
I ask you a question?
sure.
I really, really humbly do admire your consistency,
Hmm.
your ability to post something daily, and then most of the time in those days, multiple things daily.
Yep.
Hmm.
How do you put that together? Do you do that weekly? Meaning, hey, Monday I want to do this, I want to acknowledge this, post this. Like, how do you remain so consistent and so involved in events, always there? How do you do that?
Um, when I first started doing it, you're talking about basically social media branding. Um, y- I didn't have a rhyme or reason to it, but when I started studying people, uh, I can't remember his first name, but last name is Vandercheck. He's a marketing and selling guru. Um, it'll come to me when I'm not thinking about it. But he talks about basically having a to-do list. Um, we all have something going on, pertaining to what we do or what we're passionate about. So what do you want to say today, or what do you want to do today in regards to getting yourself out there, to spreading the word, and it can be you know it could be, just little information like you're actually doing it. The
Yeah.
crazy part is you're doing it, and you don't. The
I am
challenge
now.
is
I studied you. I studied you. I'm doing it now, but I'm not even just doing it. I'm a rose this. I'm a stoop while you're here type of guy. So I love saying it, but I'm like actually talking to a teacher when we talk about this. I
hmm
I observed. I ran into you before Struggle and all that came out and mentioned
hmm
stuff, and it was all planning it, but it's still more that I got to do is just being consistent every day. You know.
Yeah, just build a. Oh, Gary Vanderchuck is his name. He has a YouTube channel, but he also has a book called, I think it's called, um, uh, Jab Jab something, jab, jab, something. I forget, but he talks about this and just being intentional and be intentional. And you can create a goal like, okay, I want to, post something, at least 2 or 3 things today. And sometimes it's just looking on social media, seeing what stirs you, seeing what motivates you, and then posting that and respond to it. To grow the traffic to your social platform, get people engaged, you know, and recycling posts. Like you might want to go a few years back, you see something that triggered people, or something that not triggered, but something that interests people. You might want to recycle that, and you might have a different take on it at the time. You can post that again, and um, but nothing is more important than loving what you do.
Mhm.
You're a poet, you know, you're an author, you love what you do. So anything that centers around that is easy to post. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a part of your DNA. And that's the thing. There shouldn't, like, I hear this a lot um in business, like you got to separate your personal from your business. I disagree with that. Your business should be in your personal.
Correct.
It should be a part of you, and you should, you know, anything that because people want to know your story. They want to know who you are, what's your makeup, and that's part of your marketing strategy. You know what I'm saying? You'd be
But I think,
surprised what. Go
James, I'm
ahead.
thinking too that maybe Keith is speaking about your efforts to support the poetry and the creative
Hmm.
community. The posts that you do, the amount of work that you do to support us,
Hmm.
them,
Selfless.
is phenomenal. Like, this is what people want to give you, not so much the credit, but we want to acknowledge that spirit that's behind that those actions. We know where to go to find poetry. We know where to
Mhm.
go to find things that are within our world to help us express ourselves and to become better. That is not an easy feat for somebody
Mm.
to put out there fresh and innovative and new stuff on a regular and consistently. And I
Mm.
think that's the credit that we're all trying to give you and acknowledge that you've given us. And again, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you. I
you.
appreciate that.
I want to add to that, like, brother, you Magic Johnson in '88 right now, bro. Like, since you give out to people, I'm talking about not assists. I'm talking about you'll give one individual 10 assists. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that's
Mm.
selfless, and that's what I'm talking about.
Mm.
The
And
consistent.
modestly, not looking for anything, not looking to benefit
Mhm.
himself, but to enable the community to go forth and be better. That's a characteristic that not many have, and it has to be said.
Nope. And,
Well.
and and the community, let's say it now. Put your arms around him. Talk to him. Brother is very approachable. He will kick it with you on a very down to earth level. He'll answer a question. He'll come to your show. He'll write a foreword for you, a submission. I'll do the same damn thing. Like, let's not be strangers. Let's pick each other's brains. Let's agree to disagree, and then let's learn how to link with one another. And that's definitely what sister said is my feeling to you. Like, you're consistent with your work, but you're consistent all the way around.
Yep.
Mm.
Rather be promoting other people's work, rather showing up to events, rather it be North Jersey to South Jersey or Central Jersey, you're there. Rather be selling your book, creating products, T-shirts, etc. It's very inspirational.
Mm.
And we live in a society that tells us all the time what we can't do, and you defy
Mm.
that. You feel
Every
Mm.
me?
that.
That's a superhero.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna show that picture, James.
To
I'm gonna
reverse
I,
show
that,
that
you know
picture.
what I mean? That's
I
a super.
I'll leave this, and then we got to get back to you because this is about you. But if I can impart any last thought, This is where I get it from. I got it from Zig Ziglar, um, motivational speaker, phenomenal business entrepreneur. Um, he said, "You're only successful as the people you help. So
Mm.
who are you going to serve?"
Mhm.
And I that's a motto that I carry to this day, and just using everything that I do, and it comes back to me. It comes back, tenfold, a hundredfold. So that's where it comes from.
Love and respect. Love and
Mhm.
respect.
Big respect.
So I saw some postings of you're working on a current project. Can you give us a little bit, whatever you can? I know you kind of don't want to throw it all out there, when you're on the verge of releasing a new project. But is there anything that you can mention about it?
Yeah, no, hell yeah. I'm gonna break my rules and I'm gonna go into the marketing phase. And even though we're in development, we're in publishing stage, we're working on it. I'm really excited about this. I'm self-publishing two other people's work.
Mm,
So Raw Thoughts is expanding. The legwork that I put into my own now has people believing enough in me to allow me to publish their work. I'm publishing a nonfiction, beautiful, dynamic story titled "The Porter Family Problems," written by Racine Poole. I mean, this brother, the way he captures characters, his attention to detail, is right there. The fluidity of it, how it takes you from each chapter and then it ends on a complete cliffhanger, which have you salivating for part two. I'm very excited to do book clubs with my black females and my males
mm.
regarding this book because he really touches on a lot of our problems there. So the Porter family problems, God willing, we knocking. I'm breaking my rules, but May 2021. That's
Nice.
that. I'm publishing a children's book.
Mm.
Publishing a children's.
Mm,
Yeah, yep. And this is amazing. This is my graphic designer. My social media page. I've been posting stuff. So that tall dude who never turns around is always working. That his name is Jabez Gadsden. This brother is extremely talented. He's a graphic designer. He's an artist. He's a writer, and he wrote a children's book about young beautiful woman, young beautiful girl's hair. I like
mm.
my hair. And it's beautiful, it's visual. We're gonna get that out. We're gonna be in your elementary schools and we're gonna kick it with all of the little ones. And then lastly, the Black Collection 2 is coming.
Nice.
And the theme behind this one is my second educational tool, television and movies.
Mm.
That's going to be the theme. Where the content is going to be focused from 2020 to 2016, and we're going to really dive into it. The visuals are going to be cutting edge. You're going to recognize stuff. I'm going to be incorporating TV shows and taking the themes of that and highlighting them. And I'm very excited about it. So right now, God willing, I turn 40 June 16th. So the plan is to release all three of them on that day, coupled with a book release party, which James will be performing at, and a birthday.
You got it. There's
Yep.
very few that can do that on me, so but you definitely can do that.
Something to look forward to. We're getting excited hearing all about this. Can't wait.
So,
Can't wait.
sister, you'll have a table and you'll definitely have the mic. It's going to be a beautiful event with, God willing, because it's very hard to predict with COVID,
Yes.
but we've already got the okay from the Man Gallery in Jersey City. So we have space to operate and be free. I want to make it into a total event, celebration, networking event, as well as an artist display. So
Yeah, that's a
anybody
beautiful.
with, we
That's
want
a
to get it
beautiful.
in.
I can't wait, and I got to get your information from James. Well, I can get it from Elliot too, because I told you we had the whole conversation already.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's great networking.
Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna build. We just started our relationship, so I look forward to conversing
Absolutely.
with you. I'm gonna definitely get you your book. I'm gonna get you mine, and we just started our collaboration.
Absolutely. Just as a side note, when I went into the source of knowledge, Patrice actually said, "This is the book for you." She knows me. She knows what I'm interested in. She knows I like that visual because I'm being a photographer and trying to hook up the photography with the poetry. She's like, "Do this one." I was like, "Okay, cool." So yeah, I've had that book for quite a while. It's not a recent purchase. It's a while.
Oh,
It's been a while. Yeah,
thank
very,
you.
very excited about this.
Patrice has the same James makeup, where it's all about helping others. She's one of my biggest supporters. Damn near to have her on my payroll because I mean, she extends my name and my brand every chance she gets. Is extremely humbling. Actually, I'm actually have a young lady who I'm working with now. Her book won't be ready until 2022, but she came from the whole source of knowledge experience. So, not only did we get a sale, a conversation, but I'm able to work with a talent. So thank you to all like-minded people. Anybody who lives off of that, thank you.
Yep.
All right. Well, we definitely gave them a mouthful of poetry, of tips, and secrets to the trade. But we definitely thank you for being a part of When People Speak 7. Once again, I just want to throw out his information here. You can support this very talented young man and his work. Go to rawthoughts.com, and as well as on Facebook, Raw Thoughts with an S, LLC. And then you can also follow him on Instagram, I am underscore King 616.
616.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
The pleasure was all mine. Once again, y'all created a very comfortable atmosphere. That's a talent. Know that. Let's mark the value on that. Keep growing what you're doing. Ask for everything that you're worth and that you're owed. Nothing more, nothing less. Get it. Even you get that money. You know why I'm gonna say get that money? Because your heart is about the message, and we need money to reproduce other books with other messages.
Absolutely.
So I'm here anytime y'all need. There's always love and respect. All you gotta do is tap my name on your cell phone, and we'll connect.
Absolutely. Thank you for gracing our stage here at When People Speak. It's been a true experience. Pleasant.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Wow.
That was like more than we bargained for. Poetry in a bundle, how to publish, what to look forward to. It's just the total positiveness of that giant Black man that I am so happy to have made his acquaintance, even though we were connected soul-wise way before today. That was funny. Just a whole conversation, a whole meeting with another poet, bringing up his work and just exploring it, and then having his book already in my library. Yeah, that was a great feeling, and I'm sure that he felt honored to know that others were expressing their appreciation for the work that he's already done. Yeah. When people speak, good choice. So, how we heading out of here? Because we at the end of this show.
Yeah, well, first, I definitely want to let people know that they not only have seen this show, they can go back and watch other shows, earlier shows, and like and subscribe to our own When People Speak YouTube channel. And this is how you can access our YouTube channel. Um, you know, definitely go there. There's plenty of shows, dynamic shows, just as dynamic as this one. Like, comment, share, get the word out. Like I said, this platform is to support artists. To support, you know, people that put their blood, sweat, and tears into this art form that we love, called poetry, and not just poetry, music, as well. And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to create a space for them. and this way they'll have something to share their work and to get their words out and to get their voice out. So that's where you can support us. Once again, you know, we this platform's not free. You know, we want to create opportunities for future shows and support the artists for those shows. So you can always donate on Cash App, $ Amira Shabazz, and Amira has her work. You can support Amira's phenomenal book of poetry, with visual depictions throughout the book, called Breathing Through Concrete.
Absolutely.
Um, Definitely support a phenomenal book. She's doing beautiful things in this poetry genre and author grind, and it's inspiring to me. So that's how you can support her. And once again, support When Women Speak.
January 19th, next show, January 19th, with Gail Campbell, by the way, will be stopping by as our featured guest, along with Fatima. So we have some surprises coming up, and we have a phenomenal lineup for When Women Speak, and hope to see you there. We'll be on Facebook Live, and join us.
And lastly, myself, you can support my work, my spoken word musical album Pulsar, as well as my book Beyond the Event Horizon, at jamescellaby.com, and as well as support the poetry resource for New Jersey. I'm not just saying that because I created it, but it is a resource for New Jersey poetry events and more. Go to NewJerseyPoetryEvents.com. I'm actually wearing a shirt, New Jersey Poetry Events shirt, and you can get those too from the website. But this conversation, actually, going to throw it out there, January, be on the lookout for the first self-publishing workshop for New Jersey Poetry Events, and I'm gonna have none other than Muikali Words that's going to talk about the editing process with me, and might have another surprise too as well on that workshop. More information will come, but you definitely want to support that. And if you want to know how in the world can you put your own book together and what's the stages you need to be aware of. So I'm going to be providing that January 23rd. So look out for that. But that's all I have. I don't know if you have anything.
I don't have anything else except for be on the lookout for our show. It's a monthly production where we showcase the finest in poetry, writing, storytelling experiences, creatives, songwriters, singers, performers. Have I missed anything? Am I babble there? Have I missed any type of person that you might see on this stage? And we're reaching out to you as well. If you'd like to be a part of this platform, hey, just DM us, reach out to us, and we'll make that happen.
Yeah, you actually can reach out to us when people speak at gmail.com.
Yes, we're looking for fresh new talent to share our space with positively. And
All
that's
right.
for this evening.
Yeah, I think that's about it, sis.
That's a wrap. So
See you last Tuesday of next month with another When People Speak. I'm James Ellaby.
I'm Mira Shabazz.
And we are out of here.